So today we're talking about our Golen engine 416 stroker engine. This engine is probably one of the most popular packages that we build here and is very versatile. So if you have a later model Camaro or Corvette, this engine will fit and works really well in that application. The truck crowd, any truck that has an LS from the factory, this has been a real popular package where we can adjust camshaft and intakes in order for that to be a really high torque engine. Those packages for the trucks are really popular around the 550 horse range, whereas the Camaro and Corvette packages tend to be, those guys tend to like, a little more power. The cars are a little lighter, so we're up in the 600 horsepower range with those packages. Hot rod crowd, all you LS swap guys, get a 69 Camaro or a 55 Chevy or whatnot. This engine is great. We can customize cams and power levels to fit your needs. But most importantly, with the LS swap crowd, we can put the Holley Terminator X Max EFI system on and tune this engine. So it comes with a tuned ECU and is ready to run. We also add the Wagner billet front drive kits so that I have AC, power steering, and alternator. So those look really nice. We can also customize valve covers, add coil kits. The idea at the swap crowd would be to have this engine as a direct fit. So it comes to you in a crate, fully assembled, and you just put your headers on, hook up your radiator, drop it in and go. So that's really good. After that, let's get into the build itself. So we're going to show you a time lapse of the machining process, which obviously is quite long. So we've shortened it up into a time lapse, so not to bore you to death. And that will be going through the cleaning that we do to this block. So this block comes into us as a core. So it is a seasoned block. We'll oven clean it, blast it, magnaflux it. Then it'll bring it through the machining process, and that whole time lapse will show you all the processes that we run through, from our Rattler CNC, doing the boring and decking, to our Sun and Hone, right down to CNC porting the cylinder heads here that we use with this engine. So let's get into it. We'll show you that, and then next we'll talk about assembly. Here's the cleaning process we use for all the cast iron that we run through here at the shop. This oven I've had for 26 years now. So this is an electric oven. This allows us to run these cast iron blocks up to 800 degrees. So you can see here, this is a block that hasn't been through the oven. And once it goes through the oven, it runs about 5 or 6 hours at 800 degrees. It'll melt all the grease, oil, paint right off of this. The best part of this process is that it'll get down into all these oil galleries, stuff that you can't get into. It doesn't discriminate. That heat will get in and burn all that oil and grease out of there, which allows us to move then next into our shop blaster and get it cleaned properly for machine work, so we can mag it and then machine it. So let's check out the block after it's been done blasting. So it's been in here for about 40 minutes. It's gone through a full shake cycle, and let's check it out, see how she looks. There we are. So as you can see, it's blasted everything clean. This can be, so now we can come in, we can do our magnafluxing, check for any cracks, and then go through with a nice clean canvas to do all our blueprint machine work from. Here's 3 more of them that we are already got blasted, WD-40'd, and we are ready to go into the machine shop, start making these into 370 LY6s. We're also using them for our 408 version of our LY6. Next, we're going to machine. All right, so now let's go into what makes up this 416 stroker engine. This thing has a pretty cool lineup of parts in it. So the one thing that we really try to do here is use American-made components. That's really important to me. Again, base of this engine is starting off with the GM cast iron 6-liter truck block. We're putting some ARP main studs into it to strengthen that up. Calais, right out of Ohio, we use their Comstar crank and rod. Holley Motorsports down in North Carolina, we're using their forged piston, super strong rotating assembly, something that we rely on pretty much in every LS and LT engine we build. That is going to be the lineup, with the option of we'll use a Wiseco piston when we're doing something boosted with these packages. From there, BTR cams, they've really got some good grinds. Brian has got some stuff lined up over there that we've made some really good power, and it's been reliable, not having lifters and whatnot come unglued. Same thing with their springs, been a very reliable spring package. From there, one of the main features, as I've mentioned before, is the Golen engine LS3 head that we CNC poured here in-house. The cylinder head flows really good. We put some Revs stainless steel valves, Revs right out of Florida. They make the valves right in Florida. The cylinder head package has really flowed good and has been something that we've relied on for, I don't know, about 7 or 8 years now for all the builds that we do. So really, with that being said, this is something that, again, we've just had a reliable package over the years. It's worked well for a lot of customers, a lot of happy guys out there with this. So now let's go into the assembly. Let's take a look at what it takes to assemble this. If we were to put all the video, we videoed every step of this, it would be like hours and hours long. So we put it into a time lapse, so it would shorten it up some. So hope you guys enjoy that. I think that's something that'll be interesting for you to see that entire process. And yeah, check it out. We'll talk after. hope you guys enjoyed the time lapses on the machining and assembly. So that was interesting. So now let's talk about what the next step is with this. So each engine here at Golen Engine, each of these LS and LT engines that we build that's complete, we dyno test. So we'll actually go through a full break-in process with each engine where we'll change the oil twice, we'll cut and inspect 2 filters, we'll go through and retorque everything. We're making sure there's no leaks, there's no unwanted noises. And then we go through the whole tuning and when power testing mode to ensure the engine's performing properly. So we'll actually go in when we do that. We'll use a Holley EFI system that's hooked to our Superflow engine dyno, and we'll run each engine and we'll go through that tuning. And in the next video that we're going to do, which is going to come out in about 2 weeks, we're going to go in depth from installing the engine onto the dyno, which might be just a short time lapse, to going through the break-in process and explaining what oils we're using, and also with plugs and filters and whatnot. And then eventually getting into the Holley tuning, showing you guys how to set up the Holley Terminator or HP or Dominator FI systems to get a quick base tune into it so you can get those started up. And then going into basic fuel tuning, basic timing tuning, and then we'll go through sweeps to see what the results are with those. And remember, we're going to go through and use 3 different intakes. We're going to use the GM LS3 intake with a 90mm throttle body, and then we'll use the fast 102 with the 102 that you see here. And then lastly, we'll do the Holley high ram with the 102 throttle body on that. So that'll give us some pretty good looks at what each intake wants for fuel and timing, what type of RPM levels they see. So it should be pretty cool, should be interesting. We're looking forward to seeing you guys over there, and we'll check it out, see what kind of power she makes.